Today, we are diving into The Willpower Instinct by the brilliant Stanford psychologist Kelly McGonigal. If you've ever felt like you wanted to get a real handle on your self-control, well, this is pretty much the science-backed playbook that shows you exactly how.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? You start the day with the best intentions. You're going to eat healthy, you're going to finish that big project, and then somehow you find yourself staring at an empty cookie jar or scrolling endlessly on your phone. It's a battle we all fight.
But here's the big idea, the thing that changes everything. What if it's not because you're lazy or because you lack character? McGonigal's whole point is that this isn't some moral failing, it's a strategic one. And once you get the right strategy, well, the game completely changes.
So, the very first thing we have to do is completely rethink what self-control even is. Forget the old idea of just gritting your teeth and saying no. Willpower is way more interesting than that. It's actually a system with 3 different but connected powers.
Here's the modern scientific definition. Willpower is simply the ability to do what truly matters to you, especially when part of you really doesn't want to. And it's made up of this trio of forces: the I will power, the I won't power, and the I want power.
Let's break those down, because this is key. I will power. That's the force that gets you to do the hard stuff, like lacing up your shoes for a run after a killer day at work. I won't power is the one we all know. It's resisting temptation, like saying no to that second piece of cake. But here's the secret sauce. I want power. That's your North Star. It's the ability to remember why you're doing all this in the first place, to remember that bigger goal of being healthier. It's the fuel for the other two.
Okay, so understanding the what is a great first step, but how do we actually get better at it? Let's get practical. This is your action plan, a toolkit full of strategies straight from neuroscience to help you build real, lasting self-control.
First things first, you have to get this one simple biological fact. Willpower is not infinite. You should think of it just like a muscle. Yeah, you can train it, make it stronger over time, absolutely. But it also gets tired. It gets worn down by stress, by making too many decisions, by not getting enough sleep. Realizing this changes everything about how you manage it.
So what do you do when you're right there in the heat of the moment and that temptation is calling your name? McGonigal gives us some great tools. You can practice mindfulness, just noticing the urge, seeing it for what it is without having to act on it. You can also track your progress and your slip-ups, not to feel guilty, but to learn from them. But maybe the most powerful tool of all is this simple pause.
And this number, this says it all. Just 60 seconds, 1 minute. That's often all it takes. When you feel that impulse, that craving, just wait for 60 seconds. That's the amount of time your brain needs for the message to travel from that primal, impulsive part to your rational prefrontal cortex, the part that remembers your big I want goals.
Now, beyond those in-the-moment tricks, real willpower is built on a solid foundation. You have to manage your stress, because stress is like kryptonite for self-control. And you have to take care of your body. Things like sleep, good food, and exercise aren't luxuries. They are literally the fuel for your willpower muscle. And you don't have to do it all at once. Just start with one small win to get the ball rolling.
All right, this next idea, this might just be the most surprising and powerful insight in the entire book. It's all about what to do when you inevitably slip up, because let's be real, we all do. This is the secret to bouncing back.
It turns out how you talk to yourself after a failure is everything. When you beat yourself up, you get trapped in this downward spiral of guilt and shame, which, ironically, makes you more likely to just give up and do it again. But self-compassion, treating yourself with a little understanding, that breaks the cycle. It shifts you from shame to awareness and from giving up to trying again. It's a total game changer.
So here's the final takeaway, the big picture. True, effective self-control isn't about being some kind of robot with perfect discipline. It's a whole system. It's about knowing yourself, managing your stress and energy, and most importantly, making sure that your tiny actions every day are actually pointing you toward the life you really want.
And that brings us right here to this question. The goal isn't to wake up tomorrow and change your entire life. It never works that way. The goal is to start small. So think about it. Based on everything we just talked about, what is one tiny, achievable win you can aim for today? What's one small step you can take to start building that momentum?